guys, we're back for another day of Read Along with Alane, and we are reading from The Blue Witch. Now, this week we are wearing t-shirts from some of the favorite places that we visited, and this is from a place called Big Lake, which is actually a small lake in Oregon. We go camping there every summer, so if you guys are from Oregon, I'm giving you a shout out, all right? So where are we? We left off with chapter 28, and Indira and her two friends were stuck somewhere with a bunch of hungry spiders. So they're not in a very good place right now. So we're going to pick up with chapter 29, and Abigail is going to tell us what's happening. So here we go. Abigail paced inside her room, guilt lancing her every step. She hadn't just sent those witchlings away, she had condemned them to certain death at the hands of some monster with 8 legs. And now Calla had the spellbook and Abigail had no idea where to find her. If only she had kept her big mouth shut, she wouldn't be in this mess. She stopped pacing. It was no good beating herself up. She had to fix this, and to do that, she had to get out of this room, find Calla, and get that spellbook back. Throwing a cloak on, she flung open the window, ready to climb down the ivy, and gasped. Someone had cut away the ivy vines from her sill. Madame Vex. She must have guessed Abigail had snuck in that way. Closing the window, Abigail sank to the ground, wrapping her arms around her knees. She would never get out of the room now. Those girls were as good as dead, and she would be exiled from the coven forever. The thought brought tears to her eyes. Something pinged against her window. A surge of hope shot through her. She leapt to her feet and flung open the window. Hugo! Hugo sat on the back of Big Mama, who hovered silently. Calla clung to his waist, looking terrified. "Care for a lift?" Hugo asked calmly, as if riding on the back of an Omera were an everyday occurrence. "I would," she said. She climbed onto the ledge and took his hand. He pulled her on in front of him. She had barely settled when Big Mama flapped her wings and soared away. Abigail wanted to whoop with joy at the feeling of flying over the rooftops of the Tarkana fortress. Hugo guided the Omera to a clearing on the edge of the swamps near the far end of Jadewick. She glimpsed a small shack in the thick swamp before Big Mama swooshed and landed. She slid off the Omera's back, rushing forward to give the creature's nose a rub. "How are your babies?" she asked as the other two jumped down. Big Mama nudged her and gave her an eye roll. Abigail laughed. "A handful, I'm sure. Tell Waxer I said hello, and tell Vexer to stay out of trouble. Give Starfire a kiss for me." The Omera snorted, then launched herself into the air and took flight. Abigail turned and gave Hugo a firm hug. "How on earth did you get Big Mama to help you?" "I whistled like this." Hugo put 2 fingers between his teeth and trilled off key, then grinned ruefully. "But nothing happened. Baba Nana used a spell to call her. Big Mama almost ate us when she landed, but then I told her you needed help. It's strange how she understands things." Abigail turned to Calla. "You took Melissa's spellbook. Do you know how much trouble I'm in because of you? If I don't get that spellbook back by the end of the day, I'm going to be exiled from the coven." Calla paled. "I'm sorry, Abigail. It was selfish of me. But don't worry. Baba Nana will help us fix it." "Who's Baba Nana?" Abigail asked. But Calla was already hurrying toward the rundown shack. "It's her godmother," Hugo said. "She's going to use the spellbook to help Calla break the curse on her." Abigail frowned. "What curse?" "The Glitch Witch curse. Hurry, we don't have much time." Inside the shack, Abigail blinked, her eyes adjusting to the dim interior. The place was a mess. Dishes were stacked up in the sink. Dust clung to every surface. A small Rathos scurried across the floor. disappearing into a hole in the wall. An old woman with frizzy gray hair was huddled over a table. Her face was as wrinkled and dry as a prune. Her clothes were nothing more than a heap of rags. Melisstra's spellbook was open before her. She was muttering to herself, running her finger down a page. "Hello, dark witch." Abigail started at the whispered greeting. She glanced around, but no one else had heard it. The spellbook seemed to call out only to her. Her fingers itched to hold it. "Yes, come closer. Such power in you." The old woman slammed the book shut, raising her eyes to zero in on Abigail. "You're the witchling that used the spellbook. Don't you know how dangerous it is?" "I didn't think. Glorian said I couldn't use it." Baba Nana snorted. "So you had to prove her wrong, just like your mother. Lysandra was always so stubborn." "Sorry, Abigail," Hugo said. "I had to tell her the truth to get her to help us." "You knew my mother?" Abigail asked. Baba Nana waved her hand. "Not now, child. We need to bring those witchlings back." "Then give me the spellbook," Abigail said. "I'll take it to Melistra and she'll fix this." Baba Nana shook her head. "There's no time, child. Every minute we delay, your friends are closer to death. And if they die, you will be like me, banished forever." Abigail drew closer. "So how do we reverse the spell?" "It won't be easy. You sent those witchlings to the netherworld." "The netherworld?" Hugo asked. "Where is that?" "It's where banished creatures are sent by the gods," Baba Nana explained. "It's ruled over by the Arachnia, a race of nasty, ravenous spiders. The queen is Octonia, an 8-legged beast who can suck your insides dry. They will most likely have captured the witchlings by now. You'll have to go there, find them, and convince Octonia to release them." "How can we do that?" Abigail asked, thinking it sounded hopeless. Baba Nana paced. "Your only hope is to outwit Octonia. Treat her something she wants more than your little friends." "Like what?" Hugo asked. "We'll have to think of something more tempting than 3 young witchlings," Baba Nana mused. "The Arachnia are ravenous things, but not very smart. As I recall, Queen Octonia is very full of herself." The old witch rummaged around her counter, knocking over jars, and then lifted a hand-held mirror. She spat on it and polished the glass. "She's just vain enough that this might work," she muttered. "A mirror?" Abigail asked doubtfully. Baba Nana shoved it in her hand. "It's up to you to convince her it's a worthwhile trade. When you have your friends, don't hesitate. You must recite the return spell, Dominus Delirius Doloros, 3 times. Abigail tucked the mirror into the pocket of her cloak, reciting the words to herself. "I'm coming with you," Hugo said. "And me," Calla added. "This is partly my fault. I want to help." As much as she wanted the company, Abigail couldn't risk her friends' lives. "No, it's too dangerous, Hugo. You don't have any magic, and sorry, Calla, neither do you." "Doesn't matter, I'm coming," Hugo said. "You'll need help." "And I am too, so it's settled." Calla was pale but firm. She took Hugo's hand in hers and held her other hand out to Abigail. Abigail hesitated. "Are you sure?" Calla clasped her hand, squeezing it tightly. "It will be my first adventure. Come on, Baba Nana, cast the spell and we'll be off." "Be careful, child." The old woman stepped closer and put one gnarled hand on Calla's cheek. "You're all this old witch has to care about in the world." "I will. Just please, while we're gone, try to find something in that book that can help break the glitch witch curse," Calla said. Baba Nana gave a nod and then licked her lips, looking at Abigail. "Are you ready?" Abigail nodded. Baba Nana lifted the spellbook and began reciting the words. Gally Mordana, Gilly Pormana, Gilly Vinoma. A tingle ran up Abigail's spine, and then a sharp wind blew in her face. Ice filled the marrow in her bones, and then blackness and gold. Oh, that's the end of that chapter. Chapter 29 was a good one, right? So they go rescue Abigail from her room using the old mirror, which was very nice of Big Mama to come. And they go to see Baba Nana, and they're trying to figure out how they can convince this Queen Octonia of the Arachnia to release her friends. So Baba Nana gives her this mirror and wants her to use it somehow to convince her, like, to trade. So I don't know how that's going to work out. So then Baba Nana sends them off with a gally gilly golly gosh spell, and they're off to the netherworld. So all right guys, that's it for this week. We're going to come back next week for chapter 30. All right, so you guys know what you can do in the interim. You can click the link in the description so that you can do some of the worksheets. You can send them to me. I love showing them on my YouTube channel. Otherwise, I want you guys to get outside this weekend, have some fun, get some fresh air, and above all, stay healthy, stay happy, and Miss Alane will be back next week for more Read Along with Alane. All right, Alane out.